Upon the midnight cauldron's flare, a pinch of salt with utmost care. Bubble, bubble, boil, and Roux-ble. Why is my chicken rubbery, my sauce burnt, and my pasta soggy, yet undercooked? Hey, have you tried following one of Chef Spear's recipes? Chef Spear? Don't you mean Shakespeare? Nope, Chef Spear. Famous in the Miaverse for dishes like the Romano and Julienne salad. That one's a bit tragic. I'm desperate. And I'm starving. Show me what you got, chef du jour. Cooking, much like Chef Spear's masterpieces, is a blend of art and science. Ready to learn? Can't be worse than what I've already done, so I'm all in. Where do we start? Let's try a Chef Spear recipe step by step. You'll learn boiling, simmering, and the art of the roux. That sounds like a lot of work. It'll be fun and great practice. Let's get cooking. Okay, so what was it you were talking about before? Bubble, bubble, boil, and Roux-ble? 'Tis a famous chant from the kitchen witches in Mac and Cheese-a-beth. Don't you mean Macbeth? Isn't that what I said? Ugh, okay. Mac and Cheese-a-beth, that does sound pretty good. What do you notice happening in this pot of water? Great observations. And based on what you see and hear, how would you describe the point when water is boiling? Righto, big rapid bubbles are your indicator for boiling. Now let's examine the pot next to it. How does it behave compared to the first pot? Notice how the bubbles are gentler, forming more slowly and not as vigorously. It's simmering, which is gentler than boiling with slowly forming bubbles. Why do you think controlling the temperature between a simmer and a boil is important in cooking? The gentle simmer allows flavors to meld and meats to tenderize without the harshness of boiling. Those changes happening to the food at different temperatures are part of a process known as denaturation. What now? Denaturation. Sounds complex, but it's easy. Denaturation is when protein molecules change structure while cooking. Denaturation is why raw chicken, which starts out squishy and see-through, becomes firm and white as it cooks. How we apply heat changes how much the chicken denatures. If we boil chicken, it can get too tough. The proteins tighten up too much due to high heat. It's like a play where the actors end up speaking too fast. Everything just gets jumbled. This is a Chef Spearian tragedy. Simmering keeps it tender. The proteins still change shape, but they do it in a slower, gentler way, so the chicken stays juicier and more pliable. This is the kind of denaturation we're after. I get it. So it's all about controlling the heat to make sure our protein, our chicken in this case, doesn't overdo it. Exactly. Understanding when to use a rolling boil or a gentle simmer is like knowing your stage cues. Get them right and you're in for a culinary encore. What other types of food would do well with simmering? Pause to brainstorm in your chef's notes. Foods like stew, beans, tough meat, curry, risotto, stock, and tomato sauce all do well on a slow and steady simmer. It allows flavors to develop and meld together, and for tough meats to get super tender. And those tough meats are usually better for your budget. Okay, so what about the boiling water? If simmering is good for low and slow, boiling is essential for lots of foods that need quicker cooking, like pasta. It's all about the gelatinization for the starches in the pasta. Ooh, we're making Jell-O? Mamma mia. Gelatinization is the process where starch molecules absorb water and swell, thickening a liquid when heated. Boiling water helps the pasta absorb moisture and cook evenly. This is how we achieve that perfect al dente texture, tender yet slightly firm. A way to decide which method to use is to think about whether you want a rapid and extreme change, like transforming hard pasta, or if you want a slow and flavorful change, like transforming tough chicken. Let's talk tough starchy potatoes versus delicate vegetable soup. Which needs a boil and which needs a simmer? The verdict is in. For our starchy potatoes, boiling is the way to go. The high heat of the boiling water cooks them evenly and quickly, turning them soft enough to mash, fry, or become part of a salad. And for our soup, simmering works best. It gently cooks all the components, preserving the texture of the vegetables and ensuring the meat stays tender. And what's this Roux-ble I've heard you mumbling about? Roux. It's a powerful way to boost flavor and silky texture. Start a roux with fat, like melted butter. Make sure your burner isn't set too high or you'll, burn it. Then mix in flour until smooth and golden. Be patient and make sure to break up any lumps. As we apply heat, the fat and flour combine and develop a richer flavor. Then we can add milk to build our sauce. The flour's starch molecules absorb the liquid and swell, causing the mixture to thicken. A roux is a foundational mixture for thickening sauces. Wow, that's rich and smooth. From just butter, flour, and milk? It's called bechamel, or white sauce. And the best part? You can flavor this base sauce in countless ways, like with cheese. You can use roux as a base for other types of dishes too. What other dishes do you know that could use a thick sauce like this? Record some ideas in your chef's notes. What about soup, gravy, or gumbo? Those are liquids that could do well with some thickening. Thou art getting the hang of it. Now, let's combine what we've learned. With our boiled pasta, simmered chicken, and roux sauce, we've got all the elements for a Chef-Sperian loaded mac and cheese-a-beth feast. Exactly. Each technique contributes uniquely to the dish. The pasta is our hearty base, the chicken brings protein and texture, and the sauce ties everything together with rich flavor. It's amazing how these individual ingredients came together, right? It's just like Shakespeare's plays. Each element has its own role, but together they create something truly memorable. Know the techniques and you can own the stage of cooking. Which technique today are you most looking forward to trying? Pause to reflect in your guided notes. Say goodbye to Mia. Next up, I'll be cooking up a storm with a touch of Chef Spears flair. And with no Roux-ble at all. To cook or not to cook? That's no longer the question. Catch you at our next adulting adventure. Hey, hey.